Hello everybody, Bradley here, and welcome into our Monday Civilization video. Today is going to be a little different because we are talking about the Civ Give. The Civ Give is a civilization game being played on December 20th with 9 of your favorite civilization content creators to raise money for a variety of children's charities. If you do not yet know anything about the Civ Give, I'm going to put a lot of links in the descriptions as well as a bit of an explanation about what we're doing. But basically, all of us have chosen a charity through Extra Life where you guys can help us raise money for those charities. And we will be doing that through a game of Civ being played on December 20th, like I mentioned before. This video is about the draft. So we have completed a draft to try and figure out which leaders we will be playing during the match. Heading into the draft, we were each allowed to ban one Civ, and then going through a snake ladder format where first person goes first, it goes all the way to 9, and then 9th picks twice and comes all the way back up. Everyone leaves the draft having banned one Civ completely from the match and having 3 to choose from, and then it's up to you guys to vote on who you'd like to see each person play. In the description below, there's a link where you can head and vote for free. Everyone gets to go through and vote for every person one time. So you get to go through and vote for who you'd like me to play and vote for who you'd like Bostius to play, and etc, etc, etc. If you would like to add vote specific person, so let's say you see my 3 picks here. Now, man, I really want him to play X. You can go into my page, or Bostius' page, or Moy's page, or 100 Games page, whoever you want to add extra votes to, and for just a couple of bucks towards the charities we talked about, you can add extra votes. Again, all of that info is in the description below. What we're going to do right now, though, is we're going to watch the draft video. The Civ Show was lovely enough to record the draft video for us. There's a cool voiceover, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to trash talk a little bit, maybe. We're going to evaluate our draft. We're going to evaluate everyone else's draft. And ideally, by the time this is done, we'll have some friendly competition going, and you guys will know a lot more about the Civ Give. You guys should book the day off work, if I'm being honest. Like, go to your boss and be like, hey, December 20th, I got things to do, boss. I'm not coming in that day. But otherwise, kick back, relax, and let's head into the draft video. All right, so I'm in the top left-hand corner, currently cutting off 100 Games. Man, I apologize so much for this intrusion. But we're going to start the video here. The screen on the video does change a little bit, so I'll be covering things a little less important than 100 Games' beautiful face as this video goes on. Let's get into it.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Civ Give
Hi,
draft.
Moy.
This is a very exciting time as we get to finally find
All
out.
right, first thing I'm noticing here, on spot, look at that posture. Is he even in it? Is his heart in this? He's not sitting up straight. He's like, maybe he's so confident. Maybe he doesn't need to sit up straight. Maybe he just like has that confident air, like a little bit of like BDE going on where he's like, you know what? You know what? I'm just going to pick who I'm going to pick. And these guys are going to have to deal with it because we all know I'm going to win. I see that. I see that on spot. All right. Bose has been like lifting weights and stuff. Shoulder pains going on. He's ready for the Civ Give. Clearly ready for the Civ Give. Peppermint Butler's a Maple Leafs fan. That's a problem. That's a problem we have to address. If I had to choose Bose's shoulder issue or Peppermint Butler's Maple Leafs hat, I go with the shoulder problem.
Who is going to be playing what during the Civ Give, or at least narrow down who's going to be playing what during the Civ Give. We're going to need everybody's involvement, including you, the community. So be sure to stay tuned until the end to find out how
You're the community.
You can select who plays what during the Civ Give. How this is going to work, we are going to draw randomly the draft order from 1 to 9. This is the order that of the first round is going to be.
What's really cool is I was literally here. And I did this whole thing, and I feel like I'm watching it for the first time.
The bans are also going to be in this order. So the first person will ban first, the second person will ban second, third person ban third, so on and so forth. Then we go to
fourth
the first
person
round
bans
of
fourth.
Draft. There will be 3 rounds of draft. The first round will go through that same order, 1 through 9. The second round will go reverse order, 9 through 1. And the third round will go back from 1 through...
All right, so going through my head here, you can see, like, look, I got hair coming off my face. I'm getting a little nervous. I had a sneaky bevy. This was at 1 in the afternoon. I was like, I gotta have a beer for this. You gotta be ready. I'm going through my head right now. I didn't know if I wanted the number 1 pick, right? I wasn't confident I wanted to be in the middle either. The problem with having the number 1 pick is the length in time right? If you go number 1, you have to go all the way down to 9 and then all the way back up again. I was thinking getting 9th might actually be a little bit better. You might not get your first pick, but you'll get 2 really good ones. And my strategy going in here was I want 3 civs, 3 leaders who can just play the game. Right? I don't need to be pinned down to a specific victory condition or a specific map type. We're only rolling once into the game. It's in the rules, so we can't re-roll if I get a bad start. And so I need civs that I can pilot through a bad start in any victory condition. And I was worried that having the number 1 pick wouldn't allow me to quite do that. So I was hoping for a little more back-end pick here.
9. Is that clear? Any questions? So I had a problem with OBS where it didn't record my desktop audio at all. So I'm gonna have to summarize what happened in the Civ Give draft, and we're gonna have to redirect you guys to...
Boy, it's okay. You got a lovely voice. You're doing fantastic. The voiceover's amazing. Boy, like putting this all together too. I didn't do any of this organizing. Like, Moy, you're incredible. Give yourself some credit, Moy.
The podcast in the future to kind of discuss the results and the analysis of the draft.
Doing it right now. I'm glad to be on the podcast, but I'm doing it now too.
To determine the order of the draft, we put down everybody's name on a separate card and put them in order from 1 to 9. Then we revealed 1 card at a time with 4.
If you guys, there's foibles. If you guys have never been or seen the Civ show, Zozo has everything you need to do any kind of picking or drafting or like literally dice with all the numbers, cards, like so many options. When we were talking about how we wanted to do this, Zozo was just like throwing out 100 different ways that he could organize this. Is really quite impressive.
Foibles getting the first pick, 100 games, 100 days getting the second pick, Peppermint Butler getting the third, OnSpot TV getting the fourth, Moy getting the 5th, Zoe getting the 6th, VanBradley the 7th,
All right, so at this point, VanBradley the 7th pick. That's exactly where I want to be, right? I don't even have to wait till the end, but I get my first 2 picks like fairly close together. So I feel good going into this that I could at least pick 2 civs. We haven't done the bans yet, so we don't know who's banned yet. But I feel pretty good knowing I can at least get 2 sufficient leaders that I can probably pilot well, and I'm happy about it at this point.
Agnes 8th and Bose 9th.
So there's a few different things we have to think about here, right? Foible's first pick gets his pick of the litter. Everyone bans, but he gets the first pick. Has to wait a little bit of time. You have people like OnSpot TV. OnSpot is very experienced at multiplayer. Very, very experienced, right? So him going early is a little nerve-wracking, right? Whether his other 2 picks are good or not, the first one you know was going to be great, and that's all he needs. That's all he needs, right? I'm scared of OnSpot a little bit, right? I don't want him to get a good pick here, right? And so it's that position. I think OnSpot 4th was the most nervous. Peppermint Butler just picking anywhere is always a threat, right? Like there's just a lot going on right now. But I think this 3-4 duo right here, getting 2 really good civs right away, is a little bit. I don't know. It just concerned me. I remember being concerned at this point. For this section. I mean, 100 games a second too. Oh, geez. This is... right, I'm going to get 2, like, okay civs for sure, but this is... Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, let's see what happens.
This is a snake draft, so it goes from 1 to 9 for the first round. The second round goes from 9 to 1, and then the third round goes from 1 to 9. The first ban from Foibles was Korea. He doesn't want science to be in the game at all, apparently. The second ban is Grand Colombia from 100 games, 100 days.
Grand Colombia was on my ban list. I was going to ban Grand Colombia. Obviously, you know who I'm going to ban, and I was always going to ban that person first. But I did put down other names, and Grand Colombia was on my ban list.
He doesn't want to get run over by Laneros and Comandante Generals, and I completely understand his decision. Peppermint Butler banned Australia because he personally hates John Curtin. He would kill him if he had a choice.
I agree. I think Peppermint Butler would do that. But also, this was a ban. I verbally was confused at this point. I had Australia on my pick list. I really didn't think it was going to get banned. Obviously, a strong civ. I'm not sure it was... When you take a look at some of the picks that went through, I think this is a ban you want to have back. I thought it at the time. I remember saying it. But I was just like, when you see who gets picked, this feels like a strange ban still. I'm willing to be talked out of it, though. My opinion is ever changing.
OnSpot TV banned Zulu. Moy banned Russia. Zoe banned Byzantium.
All right, so Zulu, Russia, Byzantium. Zulu off the board, fantastic. Kind of like Australia for me, although a little more understandable, just because if you can get Zulu just really snowballing, it's hard to stop. Russia, #1 civ in the game, obviously had to be banned. If it came down here to my ban and Russia was still on the table, I would have banned Russia just to make sure none of these people up front. Foibles would have first picked Russia for sure, I think. Right? Like, you don't want to give Foibles Russia. That's dangerous. You can't. Foibles will win the game with Russia. It's not what you want. That's not what you want. And so I'm glad Russia got banned here. Byzantium just new. Very good and new. And I don't want to play against it, so I'm happy that this got banned too.
VanBradley banned French Eleanor.
Big shocker.
Stagmus banned Macedonia. And Bose banned Ethiopia.
All right, French Eleanor had to go. Hate French Eleanor. She's very troublesome and annoying and frustrating, and that was always going to be my ban. Macedon's out of here. That's totally fine. And Ethiopia, sneakily good. Ethiopia is one of those bans that I didn't think about, but I'm happy got banned. So it's like the reverse Australia for me. I would have totally forgot that Ethiopia existed and be a bit upset that someone else got it. Whereas, like, some of the people that get picked, I'm like, I wish Australia had snuck through instead of the people that are going to get picked.
First round of the draft was in the same order from 1 to 9. So Foibles, for the first pick in first overall draft, went with Rome and Trajan.
Rome was in my top 3 to pick. Foibles, killing it here. Killing it with the first pick. Rome, the VB philosophy for the Civ Give, can literally do anything with any start. That is the quintessential VB strat going into this draft, and Foibles just nicks it off the board right away. Rome was in my top 3, probably #1, just perfect, and like gets ahead early, just gets roads down, gets monuments, like just such a good civ for the Civ Give. Such a good first pick. Absolutely incredible pick from Foibles there.
After that, 100 games, 100 days, selected the new civilization, Babylon. We'll kind of see how that goes, since it is still very new and fresh, and I don't think anyone has really figured out the ideal meta for this civilization yet.
My problem with the Babylon pick, and I talked about it on stream, it's not even a problem. Babylon's fantastic. Obviously, 100 Games has the ability to just zoom ahead of all of us in the tech tree and then come and ruin all of our lives, right? So that ability is there. I just worried on online speed, right? You don't have as much time to get all your boosts, which limits your ability to get as far ahead, and with only one map roll, if you don't have land to get some of those early boosts, I think it's quite easy. I think 100 Games, if 100 Games is playing Babylon, and that's the thing to remember too, we all have 3 people we might play. So Foibles isn't playing Rome for sure, and 100 Games doesn't play Babylon for sure. But I think Babylon, it might struggle a little bit on online speed.
The third pick from Peppermint Butler goes to Germany. Frederick Barbarossa, a very production-heavy powerhouse civilization.
Peppermint Butler really wanted Frederick, so great pick for him.
Fourth, and debatably one of the most terrifying members of the Civ Give, picks...
Moist says it too. I'm not the only one who's like, ooh, OnSpot's picking. Damn it.
Catherine the Black Queen.
This is the one. He picks Catherine Black Queen. I forgot about it. I think a lot of us forgot about it. It's very, very good. It's a wonderful pick. I remember a few people where you can see the smirks. You can see the smirks. Bose is like, oh dear, what have we done? Peppermint's like, yikes. Yikes. What's happening? OnSpot's like still smug. OnSpot doesn't change, man. Still smug, still confident. Nystagmus not even paying attention to the Black Queen thing. Maybe he's writing it down. I don't know. There's me like just looking down in shame. In shame that this is the one that needs to swap with Australia. Right? I think if I look at this again, this is the one pick where I really I wish this had been banned instead and Australia had made it through.
Of France. This is a highly sought after civilization and leader combo because of her early spies. She can get early combat bonuses, and it is very terrifying, especially in the hands of OnSpot TV.
Exactly.
For his first pick, picked Bull Moose Teddy.
Great pick.
He wants to get his national parks up and running and hopefully can get some extra boosts to culture and science from having some breathtaking tiles. Zoe, for his first pick, picked the Gull. He enjoyed them a lot when he played them in the Highlands map. he had a very good time with them, so I'm not surprised at this pick at all.
Gaul is fantastic for the Civ Give because no matter what, you're going to want to be building a big military, and getting that little bit of extra culture just by building the military that you're going to do anyway is fantastic. Also, whoa, my name. There's an E missing. Zozo? All right, everyone seeing this up at the top? Bradley. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry, Zozo. I thought we were friends, man. I thought we were friends.
VanBradley, for his first pick, picked Japan.
Japan. The VB quintessential pick right underneath Rome. Can do anything on any map. Is it as outright powerful as Black Queen if she gets going? No. Bull Moose? No. If Babylon gets going? No. Is it just going to be good no matter what? Yeah. And that's what I'm going for. I don't want to pretend like I'm a smart know-it-all guy who's going to be able to outskill these guys. I don't want to be able to outskill people. Or if I can just make it through the game with civs that'll do okay. I mean, hey, that's a strategy, and I'm sticking with it.
A very good district building, city building civilization. Nystagmus surprised everyone with his first pick by picking the Aztecs. And then Bose, with the 9th pick of the draft, ended up picking the Cree and Poundmaker.
I'm going to talk about Bo's picks as a 2 combo because he picks 9th and then 10th, like back to back. Nystagmus here, Aztecs are a good pick, right? I think Nystagmus, I was on the Civ show last night and we talked about it a little bit. It's a good pick. Nystagmus is saying he's trying to stir the pot a little bit, and that definitely comes out with his other picks. I think the Aztecs are a great pick. If someone said, hey, Civ Give, you're playing the Aztecs, I think it's fine. I think it's a great pick.
The Cree is actually one of his favorite civilizations, despite him being known as the domination victory type. But I guess he has a little soft spot.
Don't underestimate Bo's ability to just dominate with the Cree. I'm pretty sure he's going to try. I'm pretty sure he's going to give it his best shot, regardless of whether it's going to end up being successful or not.
The second round of the draft went from 9 to 1, so Bose had the first pick. So after picking Poundmaker, he then proceeded to pick the complete opposite game style and picked Persia. And
now this terrifying. Cyrus was on my list as well. If Cyrus had made it through here, probably would have been my second. Actually, no, it probably wouldn't have. My second pick, I really like my second pick. But like this is top. Like in terms of like if you're making it this far and still picking up Cyrus, this is just so powerful. I think on TGM's deity leader rankings, which is different, right? Like playing a multiplayer game is different than playing a deity game. He's second. Like he is so good. So good.
We expected him to pick Warmonger Civ, some War Civ.
Also, he will go to war. Like Bo, he doesn't need a. That's what makes Bo's is he doesn't need a Warmonger Civ to go to war. You ban the Zulu, he's gonna go to war with these guys. Bo, if I'm settled next to Bostius, I am assuming he's going to try and kill me, regardless of who he's playing.
Mixed in with a bit of culture as well. Next, Nystagmus picked Canada for his second pick. Not surprised that a Canadian picked Canada and highly.
Now this pick is a little shocking. Is Canada good? I just want to say it. Canada's not great. And the problem with Canada basically is that what is good is if you get a bad roll on the Tundra, you can at least get started with Canada. That's kind of nice. But most of what makes them great happens in the late game. So if at any point in the game that any of these people with any of these great civs think Canada's going to be a problem, just kill them. It would take any 2 of these people to just go kill Canada. Right? Canada's going to have to make some really good friends to survive, I think, in this game. But also, everyone else is going to want to win. So Canada's only going to be able to make friends to defend them so long as that doesn't result in Canada winning. So it's just a pick that I'm like, I don't understand what the strategy is. And now, I want to preface this by saying, Nystagmus, when I am on the Civ show, routinely outplays me in a variety of ways. Great Civ player. Maybe he has a plan. But just from my point of view, I have no idea if I were giving Canada how I'd even approach the Civ Give game. I don't even know where I'd start. Right? Just hope I can make it to hockey? Like, I have no idea. I have no idea. Oh, man. It really, when that happened, I was like, what? Canada?
Values Canada because I don't think that they're very good. VanBradley for his second pick picked Pericles of
Pericles, baby. All the science, all the culture, whatever you got, city-states, do any victory type, quintessential VB strats. You can put Pericles just on a map. He has a variety of options. He can just be good. Is he as amazing as some of these other civs? No, but he can just be great. And I just love that. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with the Pericles pick.
Of Greece. This is a very strong culture game civilization that if they can get Caesarian of each city-state, that gives them bonus culture, and they can really get ahead if they get the ball rolling. Zoe for his second pick picked his favorite, or one of his favorite civilizations, Mali. We know that Zoe loves gold, he loves trade, so this is no surprise to anybody. Let's see if he can really pull it off.
I have called Zoe out for this pick 3 different times now, and Zoe is so confident. Although Zoe spelled my name wrong, so you know what, Zoe? We're not even friends anymore. Like, after watching this video, I'm gonna go have a cry. I'm just gonna lay down in the fetal position and cry a little bit. But Mansa Musa, fantastic pick. If you get the start you need to get going. And that's a huge if. We've had a lot of chatter in the Discord about how faith per turn, tank buying, like there's a lot of good strats with Mansa Musa. Right? I at least get the strategy. Canada, I'm not sure how I'd play it. Right? I really don't know where to start. Mali, I know exactly where to start. And where it ends up finishing. I get what's going on. But if you do not get a good start rolling, I think Mali's just too easy to roll over in the early game. Right? If Mali gets next to Bull Moose Teddy or Gaul, right? And either of those people go, or I guess Gaul is because it's the same. If Mali gets next to Bull Moose Teddy, right? Or gets next to Germany, and either of them decide, hey, do we want Mansa Musa to be a problem later? No? Yeah? Either way, let's just kill him, right? Like, you can eliminate, unless Mansa Musa really gets going on a good start, you can just eliminate him before he becomes a problem, which is my concern with the Mali pick.
Moy, for his second pick, picked Hungary. This was a surprising pick for everybody. No one was really expecting this one.
I think it's a great pick. I think he's right that no one was expecting it. I think it's a wonderful pick. Gives a unique play path as well, especially with city-states in the game. Well, city-state, I mean, city-states are just part of Civ, so I'm saying it as if they don't appear often, right? But having that unique play path, he kind of has a way to play that the rest of us don't. And I think that's smart. I think that's smart at this part of the draft. Just give yourself a different option than other people are going to have. I think that's a great pick.
Moy's history. On Spot TV, following up his first pick of Black Queen Catherine, picked Mongolia, Genghis Khan.
This is just brutal. Just a brutal pick. Amazing pick. Very one note. If you spawn next to Mongolia, you know what's happening. It matches his kind of smugness. Look at him smirking right now. Look at him. He knows. He's like, give me them. I will murder everyone. This is a turn 76 domination victory. He's waiting for it. He's got it.
The theme here going on here. It looks like he wants to be maybe going to war with everybody.
He sure does.
Peppermint Butler for his second pick, right after Mongolia, picked the other horse civilization with Scythia. 100 games, 100 days. Surprised everybody with this pick as well with Mapuche.
All right,
and finally,
like I think kind of following these molds, Scythia and Mapuche, just great picks for where we are in the draft right now. Right, comfortable picks. You can play really well with them. I think they're a bit narrow on the play paths, but I mean, can't fault these picks for where we are in the draft right now. Great picks.
Rounding up the second round of the draft, Foibles picked the anti-cavalry after 4 cavalry civilizations were just picked. He picked Sweden. Culture.
Sweden? Oh, there's Moy. Look at how Moy's freaking out. Sweden was in my list. Sweden was going to be my next pick. I thought no one was going to pick Sweden. Foibles absolutely just owning the draft right now. There are other good drafts too. I don't think anyone clearly won. right? I don't think there's one draft where you go, that person's winning the game. But I think Foibles is making a case with these first 2 picks here. This is an amazing, amazing pick.
And anti-cavalry civilization. In the last round of the draft, starting with Foibles again, he followed up his Sweden pick with Indonesia.
So Indonesia is where it loses me a little bit. Now, for where we are in the draft, there's not a lot of people left, right? Like, you can't, all of your S and A tier civs are taken or banned at this point. To me, with Indonesia, it's just a bit too narrow, right? It's just a little bit too narrow to play. Although, again, like I said with Moy, does give you a unique play path. So if you do have Indonesia on the map in this game, you do have a unique way to play that the rest of us might not. So I think it's a great 3rd pick. I don't think it complements particularly well, right? Like if I'm looking at Foible's draft, I think I personally would want Rome or Christina, right? But if you give me Indonesia, right, it's not bad either. And I think it makes a good, I'm contradicting myself a little bit. I think it's just a little bit uncomplimentary of the other 2 he's picked, right? It doesn't seem like there's a clear like focus on how, like he's gonna have to play the game very differently depending on which one of the 3 he gets. But otherwise, like, Indonesia's good. It's a good pick.
100 games, 100 days, then followed up with a very surprising pick as well with Georgia.
Picking Tamar, baby. Do it. Everyone vote Tamar. It's becoming a little bit of a meme in the Discord. I went and I voted for 100 games to play Tamar. Tamar, widely ridiculed as one of the worst civs in the game, right up there with the Khmer and Canada. Those are usually like the 3 that people are like, yeah, those are the definitely 3 worst civs in the game. Proud of 100 games for sticking it out there like this, wanting to play something he's never played before is what he said. I respect that.
And Tamar, if you don't know, Georgia is probably known as one of the worst civilizations in the game.
Exactly.
And him picking this was a shock to everybody, but I'm sure there's a Vector Cat out there who's very happy with this decision, and hopefully it's in the game too. Peppermint Butler, for his 3rd pick, picked the Ottoman Empire.
Now that is a 3rd pick. Very good pick.
Very terrifying force to
terrifying is the right word. Good word, boy.
When they get their Janissaries up and running. On Spot TV then picked something a little bit different than his 2 first picks of war, but he picked Scotland.
I don't know, man. I think you do a little war with Scotland. The problem with that is you have amenity problems. I think a lot of us are going to have amenity problems anyway because of the unreliability of trading in a multiplayer game. If one of us is stuck on a big continent where we don't have a lot of luxury resources, I wouldn't be surprised if you just decide to build a bunch of industrial zones and campuses with Scotland and then just go to war anyway.
Scotland got a recent change that have +2 amenities to their golf courses, and now with the amenity changes as well, can be very good. Let's see how maybe if they are picked, if he can lead them to victory. Moy with his last pick picked the Congolese Empire.
This is a great pick. This I as this was going on, I wrote this down. I was like, Congo? ? Like in my draft list as it was coming down here, and I was seeing who was left. I don't think this was my first pick, and I don't think I would have picked him over who I eventually chose in this 3rd spot. But I wrote it down. I was like, seeing who was left, I was like, Congo ? Like, is anyone gonna take it? Glad Moy did here. Great pick.
At least you know if he gets that one, he's not going to be able to get a religion, but there might set up a battleground for competing religions in his territory.
Yeah.
Zoe, for his 3rd pick, picked the Mayans, a civilization in the New Frontier past.
So Maya, it's the opposite of the VB quintessential draft strategy. Very dependent on your start. Like if you get coast with Maya, like GG. Like how are you gonna get you need to get a lot of cities within 6 tiles of your capital. You're just going to need to. And you can't guarantee that. It might happen, and if it happens, Maya's very powerful. It's exactly like the Mali. At least, you know what? It is complimentary of the Mali pick, right? That's where the Indonesia pick with foibles was a little off. It was not as complimentary of his other 2. Maya is the exact same as Mali. You're going for broke, high risk, high reward, high octane action. If it works out, it's incredible. If it doesn't work out, it probably feels really bad.
that felt a little bit weaker. However, if given the right spawn and the right material,
I feel like Moy is just... I haven't listened to this yet. This is my first time listening to this, and I feel like Moy is just saying the same things right after I say them, and it's it's very cool. I appreciate this, Moy. We're having a good time right now.
materials can be a very strong science civilization. VanBradley, for his last pick, picked Egypt.
Yeah!
Both was very upset about that.
Egypt! Egypt! Look! Japan, Pericles, Egypt. Pick a map, any map. I don't care. Pick a starting location, any starting location. I don't care. Put me next to anybody. Yeah, I don't care. Right? Like, I can just play the game. I can just load into the game. I can just settle a city, and I can just go. Now, some starts, some pairings, some neighbors are going to be better than others. Of course. Of course. It's a game of Civ. But I don't have that big downside. I don't have that big weakness. Right? Can you defeat me? Obviously. Right? But I'm guaranteeing myself a chance with my 3 picks here. No matter who I pick, no matter who you vote for, no matter which map, no matter who my neighbors are, no matter how the game plays out, I have a chance. And that's all I wanted was a chance. I got it for sure with my 3 picks.
Because his waifu got picked, and he really wanted to pick his waifu. Nystagmus, for his last pick, wanted to bring chaos into the world and brought on English Eleanor.
If English Eleanor is in this game, it'll be my moral obligation to eradicate them off the map. I will leave English Eleanor with one small, tiny coastal city and will only allow them to have one Royal Navy dockyard, and that is it. Everything else will be nukeified. Eleanor is it's just unacceptable, really. It should be, it's like, I think it's against the Geneva Convention to pick Eleanor, and Nystagmus went there. He went there. He's trying to stir the pot. The pot has been stirred, my friend. At least you probably would have spelled my name correctly.
And VanBradley,
I'm a bad person,
disgusted his hate towards Nystagmus.
There's my boy again. Verbally disgusted. He's just saying it right after I say it. This is the best reaction video I've ever done.
During the draft, I wish that was on, and you can see that one, but I'm sure that we'll have VanBradley on soon, and he can voice his disgust.
Here I am, disgust voiced.
And lastly, the very last pick of the draft.
I was certain. I want you guys to know that if I had $1 million and someone asked me who this pick was going to be, $1 million, you either lose it or it doubles, I would have said Gilgamesh. No doubt. 100% every fiber of my being committed to that pick.
This is where everything can
not that I think that's who should have been picked, but I thought that's who Bose would have picked.
Have a complete surprise pick. Bose picked up Gorgo of Greece.
Gorgo makes it to the end. I'm terrified. You don't want to be next to Gorgo. Again, no matter who I'm next to, I have a chance. But Bose will definitely kill you with Gorgo. We talked earlier, like, maybe he'll kill you with Cyrus. Maybe he'll kill you with Poundmaker. He will definitely try and kill you with Gorgo.
As his last pick, a war and culture civilization, which seems to be the theme of his draft. And this is what it looks like overall. So this is the...
All right, let's do a quick how is VB feeling? Now, obviously here, I'm here to stir the pot. I'm here to trash talk a little bit. I'm here to be competitive. I want to win this. You guys want me to win this, right? Let me know in the comments if you want me to win this. But Rome, Sweden, Indonesia. Foibles has a great draft. I think Foibles is ready to go. Fantastic draft. Babylon, Mapuche, Georgia. I think 2/3 of a fantastic draft, but if anyone's going to win the Civ Give with Georgia, it's going to be 100 games. I'm a little bit worried about these two. Not as worried about this one. Not quite. Peppermint Butler. I'm just going to... Terrified. That's all I am. I'm just terrified. On spot... There was a smug confidence with him that makes me feel like I should be more scared of his picks. Because this is just... I think Genghis Khan is a little one note, but I think he's gonna exploit that one note very, very well. Fantastic draft. Moy down here. Just, I think considering where he was in the draft lineup, and what was available, 3 very great picks, 2 of which offer you a really, really unique way to play the game that isn't really available to other people, but also isn't like terribly hard to execute like Molly is if you don't get the right start. So I think that this is a great draft for Moy. Zozo, high risk, high reward, I think, right? Spawns into the game, and I think that spawn into the game determines a lot of his fate. Either going to be amazing or not amazing, really depending on the spawn. This sexy lad right here, just consistent, right? Didn't have an A+ draft. Certainly didn't have a C- draft. Like right in the A territory. Give me any 3 of these against any combination of these, and I'm happy. And that's the other thing too. Some civs get better depending on who's in the game, right? Maya becomes a little bit better if no one else in the game can realistically go for a science victory, right? Like if I have Cleo, Maya becomes a little bit better. Right, if I have Pericles, Maya becomes a little bit worse. I can compete with science kind of directly here, not so much with Cleo. So the other civs in the game also determine how good the civ you're playing can be. Now, Stagmus here, just stirring the pot. Just stirring the pot. I appreciate that. He's definitely not winning if he picks English Eleanor. I will personally see to it that that does not happen. It probably means that I will not win either, and I'm okay with that. That is not happening. Canada is just it's too late for me. It's too late for me. But Montezuma, I think if he gets Montezuma, you gotta watch out. That's a real threat. And then Bo's amazing draft. I am terrified of Bo's as well because I know that even if people don't think he's gonna kill me with these picks, he's definitely gonna try and kill me with these 3 picks.
Complete draft lists here. If you want to see your favorite civilization be featured in the Civ Give, be sure to go and vote to make sure that civilization is in the description to be selected during the game. The way this works is that every vote gets 1 additional ticket into the bucket of civilizations that can be chosen for that streamer. For example, if you want Poundmaker to be played by Bose, he gets an additional ticket into a bucket of civilizations that he can possibly play. So right now he has Poundmaker, Persia, and Gorgo, and he gets 1 ticket each by default. If you vote for Poundmaker, that is an additional ticket, so then Poundmaker would get 2, Persia would get 1, and Gorgo would get 1 as well. That just means it's more likely for Poundmaker to get chosen on the Civ Give. Make sure to get your votes in to make sure your streamer gets their favorite civilization. You can have additional votes by donating early to your favorite streamer's Extra Life campaign. The cost is $2 for 1 additional ticket and $5 for 3 tickets, and that can go towards any streamer in any civilization. This was a really exciting draft. I'm very sad that my OBS decided to not record the desktop audio, and I'm very—
It's okay, Moy, the voiceover was incredible. Well done, mate.
Very sorry for that. In the future, I will make sure that that doesn't happen again. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you all there for the Civ Give on December 20th at 4 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be great, and we're going to be
1 p.m. Pacific time
for Sick Kids Hospitals, so you better be there because there's going to be so many festivities that you cannot miss. Who do you think won the draft? Which streamer do you think has the strongest lineup? Who do you think has the best civilization, and who are you cheering for?
I'm voting for VanBradley for the strongest lineup. Also, I'm voting for VanBradley for who I'd like to win and who I'm supporting and cheering for.
Leave those in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
All right, so a link to this video is in the description below as well. If you would like to comment, you can comment on this video, but you should go to the original video as well and comment, let's do an outro. Let's outro this thing, baby. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed watching the draft. I hope you enjoyed my kind of commentary over it and how I think the draft went. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Go and book a day off work on December 20th so you can watch the entire Civ Give. It starts at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern. If you would like to vote, you can vote for free, 1 vote per person, so you'll get a page and you'll get to vote for who you would like each person to play. And then if you would like additional votes for who I want to play or for who the other people are going to play, and that is available for $2 for 1 vote, $3 or $5 for 3 votes, sorry. And that adds tickets to a bucket, so it makes it more likely. So even if Japan has 100 votes, Pericles has 80 votes, and Cleo has 1 vote, right, you can still pull the 1 out of the bucket. It just means it's less likely. So going into the day, right, everyone has a chance to play any of their 3. Your votes just make it more likely that the one you voted for will come out on top. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you back on Wednesday with some more actual Civilization gameplay content. Cheers, guys.